Okay. I hope that's all the technical difficulties out of the way already. Regardless, unless another act of God says as much, the stream has started, and welcome to it. We'll be finishing up Kentucky Route Zero with the final act. A game that I recently read into. Took several years to complete. I'm not sure. I don't think I can ever be sure if it was worth that time. That's up to the creators themselves to decide, I suppose. But it's just an odd little tidbit. A little bit of, what is the word? Trivia? To add to your otherwise mellow Monday. Now, let's see if we can't decipher what the heck is happening. Act 5, Scene 1. A town. Give me just a minute. That's everything, right? Let's take a minute to be doubly sure. How did all this fit on that truck? In that truck. It's bigger than, it's so right. I almost forgot about daylight. Uh-huh. I think it rained. Rained a lot, I mean. May I use your phone, Miss Shannon? Aw, who are you calling? I was gonna call Julian. He has a phone? Yeah, obviously. Let's see. So where is 5 Dogwood Drive? I'll scout ahead. It's a nice morning to walk, but a bit muddy. Ah. Junebug and Johnny strained to hear the noises coming from the well. It's like two people are talking, but not to each other. Talking to themselves, maybe? Let's see. Johnny shades his eyes with his hand. How are your eyes, Cricket? They're kind of flickery, but okay. Wanna see? Should we head back underground? No. Let's see this through. Could be fun. George scanned the shelf. He quickly found the book he was looking for. There are only a few dozen left, more shelves than books now. The result of an experiment called the New Selection. Privately, he called it the Purge. Book. A Crystal Age, Anonymous. A fairly recent publication. George... W. Jorge? No, that's not actual Jorge, is it? George flipped through the pages for a minute. The binding was stiff. Fraser didn't trust anonymity. He had an almost psychological need to see everything clearly and plainly. Transparency. Fraser proposed and executed experiments just like any other community member. But his experiments had a scorched earth quality. They were all destructive. He moved from one area of community life to the next, in search of excess to cut back. Lately, he'd turned his scythe to the library. The New Selection meant decimating their store of books according to Fraser's own inscrutable criteria. Now we are guaranteed something vital every time we take a book from the shelves. No more time lost to printed chaff. Fraser's colorless voice echoed in George's mind. He felt like spitting. Instead, he tucked the book under his arm and set off for the woods. Gentle meowing. Oh, hi, kitty. Where did you come from, huh? Follow a bird up here? These folks, the ones who built this thing, they chase birds too. Huh. I see they've all moved. Well, just a little bit. Nikki, to herself. They were beautiful animals. No, I should say they were beautiful souls. And they're free. I should say that they're free. Only, what do I mean by free? Unburdened? Empowered? Oh, hello. Sorry, I'm just thinking aloud. I'm writing something, sort of poem. Let's see. Is it happy or sad? Come by this evening and hear it for yourself. I just might. Or Ezra just might. Shadow walking in the distance. Multiple even. So many. Too many per... Station. The Crow. Slow-mo Crow. How's it go? Elmo gave Rita a tour of the camera's wiring. She'd just been through a certificate program on public broadcasting at the community college, so no surprises there. Nikki showed her the video databank. James demonstrated the Sandin image projector processor. And then Ron came barreling in with an urgent expression. The databank. The station had a great collection of videotapes made by local artists, along with a huge library of what looked like home movies. There were tapes about local politics, the weather, video dream diaries. Rita was eager to start contributing to her own work. Ron's news was clearly bad news. Rita's heart sank a little as they listened. She knew things were unraveling, knew from experience what that looked like. Wouldn't it be nice to arrive at the beginning of something for once? But as she listened to Ron detail the power company's sudden withdrawal from town affairs, she heard other possibilities. She studied their faces and found concern, for sure, but also something like relief, hope, and awakening of play. Nikki looked like she might have been daydreaming. These were people, Rita decided, ready to step out of the company's shadow and build something of her own. Ron said the TV station would still be funded by court order. Could that be their anchor? Oh dear, oh my. Will it still fly? Oh yes, she's just banged up a little in the storm. Just got banged up a little. I'll have her up and running again by this afternoon, I'm sure. Can it fly? Well, how's your upper body strength? Oh, can I fly? Or how's your... Oh, I apologize. At first, they only observed the truck from a distance. It was an alien carcass, something that made more sense in death than in life. The company had dropped it off in the middle of the day, when everyone was at the plant. They let it sit overnight, alone and strange. Nikki thought it was ridiculous, but Ron approved. To Elmo, the truck was simply beautiful. He thought it was elegant. He liked the idea of passing it every day, observing it from different angles and distances. He didn't care if they used it or not, anyway. There weren't any roads in town, unless you maybe counted the old airstrip. Everyone had to agree this was money and attention that would have been better spent addressing the town's drainage problems. Maybe finally get started on that damned Messianic ditch? Messianic. Still, they had a few things to dispose of: broken flower pots, empty glass bottles, clothes that didn't fit anymore. They gradually fell into the habit of collecting waste and carrying it to the truck. Once a month, some shadows would come in from the night woods and haul the garbage away in a cart. Can I fly it? Oh, can I fly it? Well, how's your upper body strength? Ah, here we are. It's good. Really good. This old girl is operated by pulleys. I mean, 100% mechanical. Well, except for the throttle. Dots. I could do that. I admire your confidence, young man. Yep, just a little bent metal. I'll have her skyworthy again in a matter of hours. Wow. I've been doing this a long time, kiddo. Wanda softly snores. Oh, well, there it is. Cheerful meow. Lawanda sleeps peacefully. I think it'll rain anymore. Oh, Ben. No. Bob. I don't see any clouds. Emily. Dots. Hell, it'll probably rain anyhow. Just our luck. Assertive meow. Oh, really? Confident meow. He thinks it's going to rain again tomorrow. Haha. No. I don't know, man. Animals have a sense for the weather. Who's this here? All I can read is better days. Better days ahead? They put their better days to rest. They put their better days to rest. I wonder whose better days we're talking about anyway. The seer reclined high in a tree, carving the fine details into a small wooden pipe. He'd done the bulk of the carving over hazy mornings with the stoneworker he smoked. He smoked constantly. He only smoked when she was happy, or very sad, or bored. From this height, she could see the earth movers shaping the mounds under the draftsman's supervision. She could see him inspecting his plan, the drawing he'd made from her game, the map. How meta are we getting here? That's a lovely shade. Poor thing. They must have been pretty nice pigs if they let you ride them like that. Oh, Flora. They were perfect gentlemen. Then what happened? Later, I had crossed the desert of broken glass. The desert was strangely beautiful. At first I could barely see anything, but a bit of moonlight broke through the clouds. I spent a lot of time looking at the moon tonight too. Did I tell you? I discovered the place where all the garbage goes. I've always wondered. Do they just let it pile up somewhere forever? Oh no, it's much more exciting than that. There's a big fire at the center of the earth. It's been burning basically forever. The fire grows bigger and bigger as we pile more garbage. Someday it will burn out of control, and all will be lost. I hung out with an old dog and some musicians. Wow, I'm jealous, but I won't let it ruin our friendship. We should stick together. I agree completely. Shadows are still walking in the background. Oh. Was that there before? I feel like I would remember that. But then again, maybe my attention span is just not what it used to be. Ah, hello. Oh, there too. And now you'll return to Chicago? Oh no, I'm heading to Ohio next. They have a great few burial mounds I want to revisit. Oh, Maya. This is kind of a research trip for me. I'm an artist. I make stuff like this. With what? Materials. For the really big ones, I build a frame out of wood, and then basically bury it. Why do they build this huge, dirt spiral? Most of these ancient earthworks are thought to be burial mounds, but this one definitely isn't. To be honest, I don't know what it's for. Come up here. Oh wait, you sir. You have anything to say to an old cat? I suppose not. Not too sad. No, I think it should be happy. Right. It's a remembrance. Right. Like a monument. Totally. So they should be represented with dignity and respect, of course. Of course. But not to the point where it makes everyone feel like they have to be serious when they stand under it. Does that make sense? No, yeah, it definitely does. I think I have an idea. Great. I'll just dig in. Thanks, Marianne. Happy to help. Warm coo. Well, the mailbox says 5 Dogwood Drive. Hello. Is there any mail in there? Let's see. Like if someone wrote them a letter, maybe their name is on it. It just showed up the house. Where did it come from? Emily shrugs. Huh. It feels warmer in here somehow, right? Strangely comfortable. It's actually quite spacious. Bigger than it looks. Nice. I could see myself in a place like this. What this town needs is a kitchen. There's so much room, I thought we could just set up a whole studio. And at night we look at the stars. I could set up a new workshop here. Maybe work on that big video synthesizer thing. Fix it up. I'd love to perform a place like this at sunset. I feel kind of like I'm on stage right now, actually. Know what I mean, ma'am? Weird acoustics, like you get a little echo before the sound themselves. I like it. Feels like it's time to move forward. You think more people will come after these people leave? People will come. There's something about this place. We saved what we could. Hey cat, I'll race you. Aha, head start. What's this? Oh wait, you not? It's not a race if you don't come. Okay. I'm here. From here to the pile of mail, okay? Alright, yeah. Okay, I'm ready. Hit me with what you got. Affirmative meow. Come stand here. This is the starting line. Ready? Get set. Go! I didn't stand a chance. Didn't even know we were starting. Alright. I can't see my mouse sometimes. Oh, my mouse is being a little odd. greeting Meow. Oh, hi, kitty. Chatty Meow. Yes, it's a beautiful day. I guess the weather was pretty bad last night, though. Confident Meow. You're a chatty one, aren't you? Fanciful Meow. Sure, whatever you say. Haha. Curt Meow. Alright, well, take it easy. She watched him. He walked deliberately, his eyes closed. He was already remembering the path. This was the path the seer had found in her scrying game. A series of private dice rolls and inscrutable diagrams. Siri, not you. Siri, not you. The community trusted this game. It had led them to fish-filled streams, intimate knowledge of the elements and stars, even here to the Sea Note settlement. They trusted it without understanding it, and now the game had revealed to the seer this vital route, which would lead them to safety before the next floods came. At the end of the route, she'd seen a safe, quiet place, caverns of leathery black birds, a lake of eyeless fishes, a towering flame. Now the diver walked the mounds, memorizing the route. He was almost ready. What? Huh? What's this? Oh man, it totally broke. Oh, it's totally broken. Waterlogged tapes. They might still play. Who knows? But all the VCRs are shot. Sad Meow. I don't even know where to put all this. I hate to call it trash. I wonder if that garbage truck still works. You ready for round 2, Ezra? Coward. No, finally, it just gave away. But you did good work. It's not your fault. 6 or 7 men stood in the sun about a dozen yards from the ditch, and he could hear them laughing. He tried not to hear them. Instead, he listened to the shovel punching through the dirt as he shaped the trench. It was wet dirt, mud, really. It made a hungry sound as he shaped the trench walls. One man was louder than the rest. He had a nervous laugh that sucked up all the air around him. Here at the bottom of the hollow, there were patches of mud everywhere. Water pooled on the ground or just below the surface. That was the danger. The laughter quieted into greedy chuckles, and he could feel the men approaching. Nice little setup you've got. I wish I had a space like this to work on my bike. It's a custom job. The vicious cycle. No, I can't say that means anything to me. I get bored with quick with anything that can't get me closer to heaven. How's the plane looking anyway? I'll have her up and running again this afternoon. No problem. See? Just need to tune up some pulleys. It's a delicate ballet of engineering, miss. You might be surprised. Well, it's just lucky I have all the parts here. Difficult to mail order with no roads. There was one thing Cass always insisted about on this place. No roads, leading in or out. Hell, we can always fly. There you are. I think this other cat was looking for you. Will you be a family now? You seem pretty different, but that's good. You can teach each other. I wonder if I'll ever learn to fly. Marianne clears her throat. Inquisitive meow. Well, hello. Dots. Marianne nudges Wanda gently. Softly singing, Wanda, time to wake up. Curious meow. Nope, dead to the world. Probing meow. Just try again later, I guess. There's really never been a road in this place? Why not? Gentle cooing. That's what I figured. A few chitters. Makes sense to me. An undulating coo. Yeah, okay. Will you stick around to help? One confident caw. Okay then, guess we better start. No, miss, they don't scare me at all. If you met them, you'd feel the same way, I'm sure. I don't believe old George would ever hurt us. He's kind and a bit of a bookworm, as far as I can tell. Sometimes Rita finds a book from the old library, and we leave it out for him. I think he likes that. I've got to imagine he likes it anyway. So you're playing some music in Nashville later? That's a good place for it, I guess. I'll play music with a friend in a small bar. We have performed together before. He sings beautifully, but sadly. But with everyone gone, who will feed these ghosts? Clyde lay on his back on the runway, hands folded behind his head, halfway between dreams and the afternoon sun. He entertained the momentary delusion that he'd survived a plane crash, and was vaguely unhappy when the dream faded. The runway smelled like oil, years of leaky light aircraft taking off from landing. All the state said they wanted was to knock down some trees, mini trees, and build a road tying this small town to the larger web of streets and highways that entombed the rest of the country. But Clyde and his inner circle of stunt pilots turned mail carriers knew that a road would be the end of their secluded paradise. Choppy seas today, Captain. Aye, Captain. Let's reinforce the sails. I see. I see. Do you know how long you have to be asleep before you can start dreaming? Sometimes I think I'm dreaming even when I'm awake. Entirely possible. Even if you never go to sleep, you'll start dreaming on your feet. People who built this library always experimented. They took nothing for granted, even sleep. They called themselves people of nothing, fearless experimenters. Whenever I make a decision, I never know what's going to happen next. Is that an experiment? Sure, experimenting is abandoning expectation. Huh. You'd fit right in here. Sure, it's a mess right now, but there's some residual energy from those fearless experimenters that I don't think will ever dissipate. I could stay here. Jimmy Johnny, walk up. What's good, little dude? To Ezra. Oh, we were talking about. We were talking about experiments. Oh, are you in the band? What do you think, kid? We've got room for a drummer. I'm great at drums. I know where all the buttons are. Ron dug a grave. Hey, this book's in pretty good shape. The City of Ladies. Interesting. Curious Meow. No, I've never read it either. Inquisitive Meow. Good question. Let's take a look. Dots. Dots. Here we go. Minerva, Circe, Sappho. Dots. And some ladies from the Bible. Nosy Meow. I think they all get together and build a city. Sounds nice. I'll get us a bus ticket, eh? Yeah. Ever since then, I've just been treating it like a little cafe for the town. Oh yeah? You like to cook? Let's see. Sure, I'd make you some waffles that blow your mind if the power's back on. If you want, and you promise to keep it a secret, I'll pass my waffle recipe before I head out. Why so secretive? The mystery adds flavor. I just can't bear the thought of any son of a bitch from that power company eating one of my waffles. I want to let demonstration. I want to let a demonstration march right down this main strip of here, back in the bad old days. Of course, we had no formal union. They watched everyone, and they had the cops on their side. We had a thousand strategies to hide our numbers. We rotated leadership on the hour. We had so many secret passwords, I never knew if I was speaking in code or shooting the breeze. Well, I know I'm not sticking around. Do you think you'll do anything with this place? Well, think of something. What are the acoustics like? 3A, lay paper flat. 3B, bring bottom of left corner up to the right corner. 3C, crease with a firm, steady pressure along diagonal fold. Nikki applied only gentle pressure. Looser flowers felt more alive. She rolled her wrist. It was the 6th hour of her assigned company store shift, and she'd made dozens of flowers. Ron had bought a bouquet and cleaned out their stocks that afternoon. 11. Repeat steps 4A through 7 for each petal, taking care not to rip the filaments from step 9. She imagined the insect that would pollute paper flower, watercolor bees, or wasps that left ink stains when they stung. A commotion outside caught Nikki's attention, men yelling, blows landing. She put down her work and stepped out just in time to see the crowd disperse. There it is. Curious meow. Something brown scurries up the side of the tree. Surprised meow. A squirrel? Too fast to tell. Clyde and Cass sat cross-legged in the shade of the light aircraft, Cass shuffling cards and Clyde absently flipping through the stack of unopened letters. Cass played cards and told fortunes with the same deck. Sometimes she'd switch it up mid-game or mid-deviation until you never knew whether you were winning or losing, or if good luck in the game might mean bad luck in some other part of your life. She predicted the decline of the circus, of course, and of course nobody believed her. There were 3 Dervish brothers. 2 were women. The oldest had flown a reconnaissance plane at the tail end of the war, then returned home to teach his younger sisters the art of trick flying. None of them were gifted pilots, but they were all fearless. Demand for aerial stunt having faded almost completely, and many of their company having died or aged out of the profession, Clyde and Cass found for their remaining pilots a steady flow of contract work delivering mail to some rural areas. But this place was abandoned. Cass's cards predicted they'd be here for quite a while. curiouser and curiouser. Yeah, I'll miss them for sure. Beautiful creatures. And so thoughtful. Thoughtful. I bet. Where do you think you'll go? Oh, I don't know. For now, I'm just poking at the rubble. Emily pulls a videotape out of the rubble. The label's all muddy. Looks like... Oh, it's cave art. Who knows if it'll play, though. Emily pulls a piece of slate adorned with a partial circuit diagram out of the rubble. Hey, I've got one of those. It's some kind of image filter. Very little can salvage here. It won't mean anything anyway. It's kind of a package deal. You need the tapes and the station and the people. If one part is missing, the whole thing falls apart. Where are you flying to? Flying? Huh. I'm just checking to see if everything's working okay. You could fly her somewhere if you wanted though, right? Of course. Dots. So why don't you? Here we go. Keep your distance now. Horses. Oh. Six feet, that's standard. Standard for people anyway, but... For person... Maybe I ought to stick to the traditional depth, out of respect. Is that respect, to treat them like us, or is it more respectful to treat them what they are? God knows they weigh more than any person. Just got so deep so fast. It shouldn't have been that deep there. And I know who to blame. I tell you what. But those greedy sons of bitches had finished the drainage ditch when they were supposed to. Well, I should put some of that bile into digging these holes. Oh damn, there he goes. Can we go in after him? In the bushes? Yeah. After the raccoon. Yeah. Dots. No. But it's probably full of thorns. Yeah, but raccoon. It's not happening. Okay. Okay. Don't pout. let me tell you what, if the raccoon comes back into town, we'll leave some food out for him. Yes, ma'am. Hey. What is this dance you two are doing up here? Dots. Hey, don't run in the graveyard. Why not? It's... Dots. People are trying to rest. Annoyed meow. Agreed. There he goes. I even lived in there for a bit. No way. Yeah, too drafty. I moved out one winter and never looked back. It gets cold? Sure, when the sun is down. Nice old church, though. Really nice. Could make a nice workshop. There you go. Alright, man. Let's see what we've got. This one looks like it might still play. Dots. Oh, Bill Monroe. Great. Yeah, we had a few of his. Man, this is a barnstormer popular? They used to be, but then the jukebox started to wear down. The longer it would run, the slower it would play. And then these weird echoes would start to come in. Like the music was leaking and just pulling up in the bottom somewhere, until everything was drowning. After a few hours, no matter what you put in the jukebox, it'd come out strange. Wrong. Dots. I don't know, that sounds pretty cool to me, man. Wow. Seems to be working okay. Julian's gonna love this. Who? Excited meow. Yeah, it's amazing. I don't see Clyde. I trust that he exists. Into tape recorder. Part 4, subsection G, notes on inhabitants. Small group, mixed duration of residents. Bureau of Reclaimed Spaces, right? I can spot you easy now, haha. I'm making a survey of the site for potential reclamation. Initial results are promising. I think this might be the moment we finally reclaim this ghost town. Oh, yeah. Oh dearie me. Hand me that rag, would you? The one with the embroidered bird on it. This one? Does it have a bird on it? I think so. Don't you know what a bird looks like? Yeah, but it's pretty small. I thought it was some letters. I guess that could be a bird on there. Well, it's a rag, ain't it? As long as it's a rag, I guess it'll work out for mopping sweat. Yeah, it's a rag for sure. Well, hello to you too. Hey y'all. Thanks for sticking around for this. I know we've got places to, well, if anybody still needs somewhere to go, be sure and speak up, okay? I think Ron's heading through the woods tonight, back to the road, if you want to caravan. You staying in? Yeah, sure, I'll stay. At least for a while. I just want to make sure everyone has somewhere to go. For right now, though, we've got some friends to bury. The neighbors. Nikki has a poem, and I have a song. If anyone wants to say anything, though, I'll go first. The neighbors were kind, gentle, beautiful horses. They used to go on walks with the silver one, or I used to go on walks with the silver one, out in the woods by... Why didn't anybody ever give them names? Silver one, well, I guess he was gray, but his coat looked silver in the light. So I always called him that in my head, and the other one is the other one. And I love these horses, but you'd never know it if you heard me talk about them like this. I'm sorry, silver one, other one. Sorry, I don't have better names for you. You deserved better names. Also, sorry I'm so bad at this. Anybody else have anything to say? I've got something to say. I just want to say that these horses used to crap on my floors, but it never bothered me too much. I never mentioned it to anyone. I didn't want to make a thing out of it, but if we're clearing the air, well, that happened, and it's okay. I mean, recently too. I was cleaning up horse crap just a couple of days ago, but I'm saying it was okay. I would have been okay if any of you wanted to crap on my floors. I just want to say that. I would have cleaned up after all of you, if you crapped on my floor. If that isn't just a touching sentiment of camaraderie, I don't know what is. Thanks, Ron. I was thinking about when all those canned carrots showed up in the mail. You all remember that. Somebody was calling around with some canned carrots they wanted to be rid of, and I guess Consolidated Power got word of it. So these cans of carrots showed up in the mail, and we didn't know where they came from at first. I tried some out, no flavor to them. Some of them were gray, just awful. Rita said they'd still be okay to eat, like sometimes baby carrots just lose their color. But if they sit in the can too long, color they sit in the can too long. But nobody wanted them really. Well, Aunt Connie came on TV with a message like, "Hope the horses are enjoying their treat." And we thought, okay, these are for the neighbors, sure. Horses love carrots, right? But the neighbors wouldn't touch them, wouldn't even look at them. You'd think they were canned rocks. We opened a couple dozen and set them all out by the water trough, and they were still there a day later. Even the raccoons steered clear. And then, of course, Consolidated sent us an invoice for every can we'd opened, already made out in the company script. How'd you like that? Okay, I guess we'd better move on. Nikki, you ready? Thanks for sticking around. Like Emily said, it's so good to have you all here for this. I think the neighbors would have liked this. All of us gathered here. They like to be around people. Maya, you and the other visitors might not know about the out-of-towner. He came here to work for the company, to dig a ditch, and the company worked him good and hard, and for less than he was worth, but it wasn't enough. They had to use him up completely. After that, we became ungovernable. First out of shame, then grief, then anger. This poem is for the neighbors, but it's also for this town. Yeah, we're gonna bury this town today. When we bury these horses, it's the same thing. We're gonna bury these horses, and what do you think will happen next? We'll all walk out in the woods and leave this place empty. No, I guess some of us might stay and build again. That's alright. It couldn't be me, but to try this is your birthright. If you do stay, you'll be building on top of a grave, but that's true anywhere. The whole world is built on top of graves. Look for me under your boot soles, as the fella says. Nikki clears her throat and begins reading from the paper she's holding. We all leave town and call that town a ghost. What ghosts gave this town breath and made it home. And now that breath is gone. We buried it here. What's left is not a ghost. It's just the bones. Nikki closes her eyes for a moment before continuing. Our neighbors were the best of us, of course. It's always so. Our better selves, clear of ourselves. Where we can see their glory grow. They glow now underground, our friends with love. Our neighbors left us here, though not alone. Where friends have gone, we hope one day to go. In distant valleys, home to better friends. Some other cherished fools will build their home. Then we buried the horses.
I've heard of a land of joy and peace and wonderful life. A beautiful place of mansions fair and skies so bright, where all who believe the Savior dear forever shall stay. And having been saved by grace divine, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray. Just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way. Well, glorious news I tell and sing as onward I go. For those who are still astray in sin, my Savior may know. I want them to sing that praise above some beautiful day. For glory to Him who died for me, I'm going that way. I know I shall meet Him at the gate when trials are past. I know I shall meet Him face to face in glory at last. Oh, I believe that when we meet, well done, He'll say, while trusting that soul redeeming love, I'm going that way. I'm going that way. I'm going that way. Yes, dear, the Savior I adore is with me each day. I'm clinging to Him and never to stray. Just singing praises all day long. I'm going that way.
The end. Now wait just a moment. I was under the impression that I'd be able to, get this. Tell them a little bit of googling. How to unlock Kentucky Route Zero's post-act intermission. Oh, okay, so... Alright. Simple enough. Act 1, Scene 1. Equus Oils. Damn. Did you hear that wreck? Truck full of bottles, I don't know, beer bottles, whiskey? Lost a tire or something and spilled booze and glass all over the interstate. What a mess, I hope they don't come down here looking for anything. We blew a damn fuse and it's all shut off. Did I hear a dog? What's your dog's name? Her name is Blue. Blue sounds like a sweet old hound. I used to know a dog like that. Hey, here's some jerky for Blue. I made it myself. Don't turn out too well, but I bet a dog will eat it. Getting late, right? I can feel the sun on my neck. I bet it's just a few feet off the horizon. I've been driving all evening looking for 5 Dogwood Drive. Hey, I understand you have got a job to do and paid to do. And you're paid to do. Maybe get some rest somewhere in there. Maybe have a drink, then back at it. There's dignity in rhythm. So where is Dogwood Drive? Listen, you and Blue would have been driving up and down 65 all night. Dogwood Drive is in the other side of, well, to get there you're going to have to take the Zero. The Zero is a tough route to find, but you can use my computer to look it up, to look up directions. You'll have to head down into the basement and then reset the circuit breaker first. I'll be happy to have those whining lights back up anyway. It's been too damn quiet out here. The basement door is back there in the office. Appreciate your help, friend. Oh, and here. Take this lamp. It gets dark. Thank you. Again. It's good to see you again, sir. I like your horse. There's a lot of horse talk. I mean, not talk, but there's a lot of horse going on in this game. Basement people. Oh, it is these 3. Now I'm even more confused than I was throughout this whole playthrough, honestly. Kyle clears his throat. Have y'all seen a breaker box down here? Emily, to Bob. Yeah, they should remember names better. Did you hear something? To Emily. No, sorry. I was looking at the rules again. To Bob. It gets easier as you go. Look, you said you rolled a 5, right? That means you get to pick up your marker and move it anywhere on the map. To Ben. So it's your turn now, right? To Bob. Oh yeah, I guess so. Where did you put the 20-sided die? I don't see it. Did you drop it? It should be easy to find. It glows in the dark. Will it show up? There it is. Conway picks up a glowing 20-sided die and inspects it. The number 5 is facing up. It's just a small piece of plastic, but it has a reassuring, almost comforting weight. He places the object in his jacket pocket. This is a really good visual. There it is. You just listen to those lights whine. Yep. Alright. Well, I'd better get those directions and head to the Zero if you don't mind. So, computers in the office. You're looking for Marquez. She knows her way around those roads. She'll get you to the Zero. The password is, damn. I usually just feel it out. Muscle memory, you know? It's kind of long, kind of like a short poem, I think. One of those short poems that really sums it all up. You'll figure it out. Computer. Conway taps the key, waking the computer from its reverie. It's a user. Type Joseph. Password? I talk and listen to him talking. Nobody saw the accident. Oh. The lights whine. Password accepted. How's it going in there? Figure it all out? Sure you are. Address book? Marquez. Alright. Shit. Got it? Out there on Meccano somewhere, right? Yeah, that's it. Hey, look. While you're down there, I loaded that old TV of mine into your truck. I borrowed that thing from Weaver Marquez a number of years ago, and now that the power is all weird over here, I can't pick up anything but static and public access anyway. She was always more of a reader, but maybe she'd want it back at home. It's a nice TV. Let's get out of here. Let's talk to Blue. It's been a while. Conway scratches behind Blue's right ear. Take it easy, Blue. Good girl. Conway gets back in the truck. Gets back in the truck. And now we just head back into the oils. Act 1, Scene 2. Equus Oils. Joseph and a stranger. Joseph. And that's only a few miles outside of Hodgenville anyway. I don't think you could do much better for accessibility. And they got that new gas station if folks get lost. Carrington. But maybe they should feel lost, Joseph. Just as lost as then as we are always already lost. Just like poor, itinerant Silas. Wandering the road looking for a home. Well, that's a way to look at it, I guess. Well, hello. I heard that old truck rumble on up. How's Blue? Say, maybe you can help out this fellow. He's looking for a venue. Is how you said it, right? Sure, I have an old friend who runs a bar. They've got a real big stage. No, it can't be indoors. Impossible. But I'm obliged you'd stop a moment to help me work this through. Let me explain my charge. I've dedicated my last 12 years to design and orchestration of my life's great work, a grand, broadly experimental theatrical adaptation of The Death of the Hired Man by Robert Frost. How do you mean experimental? Well, drama is really my second love. Higher calling is pseudoscience. Yep, pseudoscience. Pseudoscience is the eternally fruitful marriage of whimsy and process that has yielded such poetic specimens as astrology, pharaonology, canals on Mars, and homeopathic medicine. I hope I have the time to explain how my pseudo-scientific theory poetics find expression in this play. But now I am in a delirious rush. The event is to be performed tomorrow morning, just before dawn. But, in the spirit of tragedy, our venue fell through at the last moment. I've been out all day, driving the highways looking for a replacement, eyes fastened to the landscape like a hawk scouring the field. So like a hawk, in fact, that I failed to keep an eye on my gas meter. I am here waiting for a tow truck to bring my car so I can get back at the task. Well, I don't mind keeping an eye out for a spot. I'm gonna drive anyway. If you have attention to spare, I'd be grateful. Somewhere outdoors, somewhere intimate, somewhere tragic. Tragic. Okay. Now off we go again. Oh, no. Don't need to look, but hey. Good to know. Good to remember. Back where it started. All cyclical, all a circle, all a cycle. A vicious cycle. Now from here. Oh, I saw all the items. Quit. Back to the circle. Death of the Hired Man. Death of the Hired Man. Mexico? That's what she said. Damn. Oh, she's been there before. It sounds so far away. She lived there for years. Why'd she come back? Ask her. Sometimes it's hard to get a straight answer. So I recall, well, that old girl is trouble anyhow. I'll tell her you said so. She'd wear it with pride. She would, wouldn't she? How's business? Shitty. Ha ha ha. Sure, you laugh. Sorry, Harry. You laugh, but where'll you go to sit and to talk all day when they shut this place down? Oh, I appreciate the stakes. It'd be a different story if someone bought a drink with cash now and then. Sure, Harry, we've all got troubles, which reminds me. I'll pour 'em. No, it's not that. As I was leaving the bureau, I ran into someone else. Uh-huh. Your erstwhile janitor. I bet... What do you have to say? In fact, he suggested he might come by and clean your facilities. He what? I never told him to. Now, Harry, be kind. I told him. Here he is. Now? Quietly. Be kind. I'm always kind. How does it look out there, Brandon? It's pretty okay. Sure. The sun's out. Imagine that. I mean, it's clear skies. Clear skies today. Well, I'll get started. Listen, kid. Just go on back, my young friend. We'll check in on you shortly. Oh, it's just a couple of bathrooms. See that attitude? Go on back, Brandon. Okay, I'll start with the ladies. Fine. There's nobody... No. It's just us and the kids. Oh, hey, y'all. What are you watching? History of the Left Turn. I should... Yeah. I don't know what that is. Oh yeah, I do that too. Whenever I turn on TV, I always try to find something I've never seen before. Well... See, Harry? A little bit of kindness and you got your janitor back. Well, when was I ever anything but kind to him? I let him sleep in the office whenever he misses his bus. But he's not dependable. Off he goes, anyways, when I need him most. He thinks he ought to earn a little pay. I can't afford to pay any fixed wages, though. I wish I could. So when someone else can pay, then someone else will have to. Not so loud, he'll hear you. I want him to. He'll have to eventually. What's this? Harry, I believe you were about to pour us a couple of drinks? This damn bar is like a muddy black little pond where everyone who stops to drink falls in and drowns. Now, Harry, who would drink from a muddy black pond? There's always someone thirsty enough. And what are you in this colorful metaphor? Just another set of bones at the bottom. I'll drink to that. Hell, so will I. Haha. They're falling in love. Yeah? On TV. So how'd it go, your plaything? My plaything? You said you put on a play, right? I staged an experimental theater production. Yes. Pardon me? If you must know, it was a disaster. Sorry to hear. On the top of my production, the less said, the better. Fine, change the subject. It was doomed from the start, really. As I watched the sun rise that morning in front of Equus Oils. What's that? This gas station. Joseph's place. Oh, how is old Joe? Reflective these days, aren't we all? Wait, you did your play at the gas station? I staged. Yes. And nobody came out, huh? I'll be damned. An uncommon venue, by design. It's unique, I'll give you that. Even if an audience had materialized, there were other gaps in the production. Okay. The cast and crew also absent. Damn. The entire cast and crew? So I alone stood there at sunrise with no play and no audience to miss it. I think those problems cancel each other out quite nicely. And you? What's been occupying your days and nights, my friend? Not much. Sometimes I go down to the store and restock, but then it's straight back home. Home? You mean this place? I guess. Sounds pathetic, doesn't it? Not at all. No, you had it right at first. This bar is no home. It all depends on what you mean by home. Talking to Brandon the other day, I got the sense he sees the bar as a kind of home too. Ha! He's like a dog that walked in off the street. And what do you do, Harry, when a dog walks in off the street? You give him some water. A dog never did anything wrong. Home is a place where when you have to go there, they have to take you in. What's that from? A poem. I bet it sounds like a greeting card. It's meant to sound a little cynical, I believe. What's the poem called? The Death of a Hired Man by Robert Frost. Oh, of course. Only the poem which served as the basis for my doomed experimental stage production. I'm sure it's a great poem. The next line is, I should have called it something you somehow haven't to deserve? What? Huh? Huh. Mean anything to you? Well, is he a Christian man? Frost? Yes, I think he was, with a healthy measure of doubt. Then, it sounds to me like the grace of God. You get it when you're baptized. It's automatic. You don't have to go to do anything to earn it. You just try to be worthy of it. What do you think? Harry, you know I only attend church for the acoustics. Then what's that line mean to you? Oh, I take it very literally. It's a moral claim. There is, for each of us, a place called home. The relationship is inalienable. It's our birthright. No one may keep us from this place. Says who, though? I mean, who enforces it? If God won't, then it's up to us. And I guess you think the same goes for that kid back there. Am I so transparent? So why is it up to us, though? Doesn't his grandma work in the bank or something? Does she? I'm pretty sure I heard that. But Harry, don't you think that if he could get help from family? Sure, maybe they had a fight. He looked exhausted. Yeah, he did. Why don't you go check on him? It's kind of quiet back there, huh? Not scold him, Harry, just to see how he's doing. Yeah, alright. Turn TV. I'll let you know who wins. Can't settle on the program? Oh. Emily's here too. Too many good choices. Or, I don't know. I guess I always watch TV like this. Exactly like this. Well, you've been glued to this program all day. What do you make of it? Sorry your play was a bust. Live theater is always a risk. That's what makes it interesting. I agree. What is this knob? Sure, you're a performer. You understand. I was in a movie recently. I hadn't heard. Yeah, Western, kind of. A glitch Western. You have my complete attention. I was just thinking about your poem. Oh? Yeah, but I was thinking about it as a riddle. Like, what is a place where you have to go there, they have to take you in? Or when you have to go there, they have to take you in? And the answer is home? No, it's a grave. Our host returns, but so quickly? Well, did you hear that young man have a heart-to-heart conversation? How is he? He's asleep on the floor with a roll of paper towels as a pillow. Oh dear. Try to remember, Harry. No, it's alright. Let him rest. Achievement unlocked. Huh. Not sure how to feel after 5-week journey. Technically more, but I think it was weeks. I've heard, I haven't heard much about this game, but most of what I've heard about is very good. And fresh off the boat, I can't say that's bad. But at the same time, I can't really find much interest in it now that it's over. So much of the plot was, well, it wasn't just confusing or vague or metaphorical or just odd. It is left, yes, unresolved. That's not the right word. Conway, the man that we start the game with, gone before the last act begins. And nothing is done about that. I don't expect anything grand. A heist to break them out, anything like. But I thought there would at least be mention of them at the very end. Maybe there are different endings, and I just happened to get the one without Conway. At the same time, it doesn't seem like a lot really was resolved. Sister wasn't found, though her existence was hinted at till the very end. Never saw her, but she definitely was around. More to it, it feels, but I might be not deep enough to understand it, or maybe it's just kept vague, open mind about discussing it. Sound, though, as I said many times, is wonderful. Not just the songs, but the sound design, the atmosphere, the echoes, the cicadas. Lovely. The art I enjoyed, although as you can see my copy was a little buggy. But I'd just as quickly blame my computer as the game itself. And didn't detract from the story, I don't think. Though it may have distracted me at certain points. But from what I've seen, other people have gotten some great enjoyment out of it. And that's good for them. I just wish I could have enjoyed it as much as they seem to. It all just felt like a long dream. And I guess it's time to wake up. But at the same time, I just want to fall back in just to try to understand the images put before me. I guess a good thing? Hmm. I mean, maybe there are just elements that I didn't pick up on to properly appreciate it. I like the style of it. It felt like an old, not an old, but like the word for it, like a Mark Twain or Robert Frost. Which it, you know, they mention it. That kind of makes me believe that it was definitely based on it. Who knows? Maybe this whole thing was based on The Hired Man. I've never read it. You know, themes were neat. I guess I just wanted a little bit, something a little bit more solid to put my feet on to keep me afloat during all of the dialogue, but I didn't hate my time with it. I'm just not sure if I would spend any more. Sorry to end this on a bit of a sour note, but I don't know. The resolution feels non-existent, and I don't know how to deal with that, I suppose. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed watching. And if you play this game, I hope you've enjoyed playing it. Well, maybe it's not a game. Maybe it's more of a experimental interactive play.